The funny thing is that when you're in your early 20s, a lot of people tell you that, oh, you still have a lot of time. You got time to do whatever, figure things out, there's still a lot of years ahead of you. Well, technically that is true. Looking back, I wish I did a few things just a little bit earlier. I'm turning 26 this year. Some people might say that's pushing 30s. I like to not think about that, but looking back, honestly, I don't really regret much of my early 20s. I feel I did spend a lot of time chasing things that I wanted at that age. Whether it's studies or career, I always worked towards what I wanted at any point in time. But the one thing I really wish that I started earlier was to actually really get good at a skill. I'm probably something people would say a jack of all trades, where I kind of know a bit of many things, but I'm not really skilled enough in one thing to be really good at it. And when I think about it, right, in the past, I was kind of just like, okay, I'm sort of interested in this topic. Let me just watch a video or do some research on it and just learn a bit. And once I've figured, okay, this is how this works, I kind of just drop it and move on to whatever I was interested in next, right? I never actually committed time to really get good at something. And in the end, it just felt like I was average in many things rather than being good at one thing. So it didn't really feel that much in my early 20s. It kind of just felt like I was going with the flow and living life. But now that I'm in my mid-20s, I'm starting to notice the, for lack of a better word, disadvantage of not doing it. I feel I never really understood how 9 to 5 would work at the time. It was more like, okay, just get a good job and then I'll get good pay and then live life like that. But once I enter the corporate world, it's not really like that, right? Get a good job, sure, I got a decent job, but traveling is tiring, and just the nature of 9 to 5, like even though you do more, you're not necessarily getting rewarded for it because it's just standard pay. And that's when I start thinking about, okay, what can I do on the side? Like, what kind of side hustles can I do to actually earn more, or try to escape the 9 to 5? And if you've like thought about it or you've watched any videos, the first thing that people would really ask you to do is to figure out what you're really good at, and then try to do something around that. And in the past few months, I've been really trying to figure that out, but I think I've just come to accept that I'm not really good at anything. Sounds pretty sad, but it's true. Like being interested in many things, but not very skilled in any one of them. And I think that's been making it a bit difficult to start something on the side, because I'm just not good enough to really all in on a skill and try to maybe monetize it or whatever, right? I guess this is one thing I really wished I started earlier, like to just pick something I was interested in and really get good at it, really put in the time and commitment to get good in it. Because I'm sure if I started this earlier by now, even maybe 2 years earlier, right? Like, it doesn't need to be that long. By now, I would have actually gotten good enough to do things with it. But as they say, we can't be living life in the past. So again, I don't regret it. I did what I did when I was younger, and it's made me into who I am today. But I think moving forward, I do really want to commit to one skill and really try to be good at it. And hold on, some weird shit happening in front. Good old peak hour traffic, guys. Anyways, I think moving forward, the best thing I could do for myself is to really lock in on a skill and get good at it. I really spend time consistently every day if I can. Just put some time into learning and getting good at something. And I've thought about it, and I guess the one skill I've always wanted to really try and be good at was web development. I personally was pretty interested into coding and stuff, even during my uni days. And the thing is, I was doing mechanical engineering for my degree. So in terms of coding, there wasn't much in the curriculum itself. But when I moved to becoming a data analyst and I studied for it, I did a master's in that, and that's where I really did a lot of coding. But I guess that's more on like I'm gonna spare the details, but there are different types of codings, right? Like for data analysts, it's more like data processing, machine learning, and things like that, more technical stuff. But I've always had some interest in creating websites, and I feel like just business-wise, there's always a demand for it. Like there's always going to be new businesses wanting websites, or there's going to be new solo entrepreneurs wanting websites. There's always going to be a demand for it. So I think this would be a pretty good skill to get good at. And it's not something I'm forcing just for the sake of money. Like I do have genuine interest in it, which is important, because if not, I'm just going to burn out. And I've been actually learning it for the past few weeks. And honestly, just the past few weeks, I've made some decent progress. I'd like to share it with you guys, from time to time in this channel. But anyways, it's the start of 2026. Let's see how good I can get by the end of the year. Or maybe even earlier, just really log in and try to make this work. So let's make 2026 a great year and really get good at something. So if you've ever had something that you've always been interested in but been putting it off, saying that you can't do it, and just try locking in for at least 2 weeks, an hour a day for 2 weeks, and you would be surprised how much progress you make. That's all for this one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.